Good, happy Sunday morning, everyone. I'm Riley King, and welcome to this edition of Politics with Riley King. Let's begin. First up, New Hampshire Haiti leaders. Congressional delegation condemn Trump's beep country's comment. Let's take a listen to the video.
Tonight, leaders of New Hampshire's Haitian community are reacting to the president's reported comments. They say they're upset and disappointed, but are telling people to respond with kindness, not anger.
He treats us like adults, so I am really devastated.
Haitian leaders in New Hampshire speaking out against President Trump's reported vulgar comments during a White House meeting on immigration.
I would like to tell the president to control his mouth, because a great country like United States of America, we need a great leader on top of this country.
Pastor Renaud Dumont, a Republican who voted for President Trump, is rethinking his decision.
Maybe if I had to vote again, I could change my mind, because when you know the way he has been talking about the Haitian and the African people, and we are U.S. citizens. I'm a U.S. citizen.
But the chair of the newly created New Hampshire Advisory Council on Diversity and Inclusion says he's choosing not to focus on what the president reportedly said, but what he can do to make New Hampshire better for everyone.
I can't really have an impact on the people in Washington, D.C. Let them do what they're going to do, and we'll be concerned about what happens to the people of this state.
In Washington, the chair of the Congressional Black Caucus and a top Democrat on the House Judiciary Committee say they plan to introduce a censure resolution against President Trump. Analysts say it has little chance of passing the Republican-controlled House.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. B.U. Astoran presidency hit a low point. Let's take a listen to the video from WCVB Boston.
Has hit a real low point.
The condemnation has been swift after a profanity-laced comment inside the Oval Office. According to multiple sources, the president asked, "Why are we having all these people from expletive countries come here?" The president was meeting with lawmakers discussing immigration from Africa and Haiti and suggested allowing more immigrants from countries like Norway.
If there's any doubt that Donald Trump did not have alt-right, how can we say it, racist views, I think this dispelled those doubts today.
BU political historian Tom Whalen says the vulgar language further diminishes the office of the presidency. Senator Ed Markey is among many in the Massachusetts delegation blasting the president on Twitter, saying it appears as if the color of money isn't the only color Donald Trump cares about. These are words of hate, and we must condemn them on many sides. Political experts say the implications of the disparaging language are wide-ranging and could cause serious damage internationally.
The United States is retreating. We're becoming kind of a fortress nation, shutting ourselves off from the rest of the world. At least that's Donald Trump's policy. And if you do that, it's going to leave a tremendous power vacuum, which China apparently seems more than willing to fit in right now.
Now, a White House spokesperson tonight not denying the comments, and some staffers are saying his comments could resonate with his base. Marie?
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And we want to hear from you and let us know what you think about Donald Trump's comments and things like that. Comment below and let us know. Bill Clinton denies allegations that foundation paid for daughter's wedding. Former President Bill Clinton on Saturday denied allegations that his charity used donations for Haiti to pay for his daughter Chelsea's wedding to investment banker Mark Mazarsky in 2010. Former president included a link to a report in the Washington Post that fact-checked the allegation, libeling it, claiming lacking any evidence. The allegation first surfaced in November of 2016 after WikiLeaks published an email exchange between former Bill Clinton aide and Hillary Clinton's campaign chairman, John Podesta, dating to January 2012. Bill Clinton's denial of the years-old allegation comes after President Donald Trump reportedly called African nation blank countries this week during a White House meeting with lawmakers to discuss immigration policy. Trump has denied he made the comment. After Trump's remarks were reported, Bill, Hillary, and Chelsea Clinton all posted reactions on Twitter. Chelsea Clinton tweeted, "Mr. President, immigrants from El Salvador, Haiti, and 54 countries in Africa likely helped build your buildings. They certainly helped build our country." The comments prompted Tom Fittonor, president of the conversion watchdog group Judicial Watch, to repeat the allegations about the use of foundation's resources for Chelsea Clinton's wedding on Fox News. The note: Trump's division language lands below Washington pairs with policy. Let's take a listen to the video from ABC News.
Wash, what are you doing? I thought you had a cold.
I don't need all this. Mucinex Max is powerful enough to handle pretty much every symptom.
Name one.
How about 9? Sore throat, cough, even...
Yeah, I can read, you know.
We're done here.
Ah, boogers to Betsy!
Mucinex Fast Max. 9 symptoms, 1 dose, max strength. Start the relief, ditch the misery. Let's end this. And for kids' multi-symptom relief, try #1 recommended children's Mucinex.
Get right to that growing firestorm ignited by those vulgar comments from President Trump about allowing immigrants from Africa and Haiti into America. ABC News policy is not to repeat the profanity, which a chorus of Trump critics have called racist and un-American. We're going to talk more about that later. First, our chief White House correspondent John Karl is tracking all the latest fallout from Washington. Good morning, John.
Good morning, George. Just as he seemed to be making progress on a bipartisan immigration deal, the president blew it all up with a vulgar remark that struck many as blatantly racist.
The president's vulgar slur came during an Oval Office meeting with congressional leaders trying to hammer out an immigration deal. Multiple sources tell ABC News the president grew angry when he was told the developing deal would include protections for immigrants from African countries and Haiti. Why are we having people from blank countries coming here? The president demanded, referring to Haiti and African countries with a profane slur, adding, "Why do we need more Haitians?" The president suggested the U.S. should bring in more immigrants from countries like Norway. At first, the White House didn't deny the president said those words, and now the president is tweeting, quote, "Never said anything derogatory about Haitians other than Haiti is obviously a very poor and troubled country. I have a wonderful relationship with Haitians." The news of the president's crude insult drew bipartisan condemnation.
This remark by the president of the United States, smacks of blatant racism.
His comments do not represent America.
Listen, this is not help at all. It's a distraction.
Republican Congresswoman Mia Love, the first Haitian American elected to Congress, called on the president to apologize, saying his comments are, quote, unkind, divisive, elitist, and fly in the face of our nation's values. Jeb Bush tweeted, I hope today's comments were just a crass and flippant mistake and do not reflect the hateful racism they imply. It's far from the first time Trump has made racially offensive comments. On the very first day of his campaign, he insulted Mexicans.
They're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they're rapists, and some, I assume, are good people.
And in August, he responded to violence at the neo-Nazi rally in Charlottesville by saying there were fine people both among the protesters and the white supremacists.
You also had people that were very fine people on both sides.
The president's latest outburst came after he brought Democrats and Republicans together for a constructive meeting at the White House on Tuesday, urging a deal to provide legal status to the so-called Dreamers, undocumented immigrants brought to the U.S. as children.
This should be a bipartisan bill. This should be a bill of love. Truly, it should be a bill of love, and we can do that.
Before yesterday's outburst, it appeared that a deal was imminent. Now that's in doubt. There were 7 members of Congress at yesterday's meeting. The only one to comment is the lone Democrat, Dick Durbin.
To no surprise, the president started tweeting this morning denying that he used those words. It is not true.
And now the president is up and tweeting, saying that the bipartisan deal that was presented to him yesterday was a big step backwards, adding, quote, U.S. would be forced to take large numbers of people from high-crime countries which are doing badly. And now another tweet where he seems to be denying what he said, saying the language used by me at the DACA meeting was tough, but was not the language used. What was really tough was the outlandish proposal made. Unclear if that is a full denial of what he said. George, we've asked for clarification.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And that does it for this edition of Politics with Riley King. I hope you all enjoyed this edition of Politics with Riley King, and I'll see you back here next Sunday for another edition of Politics with Riley King. Have a great rest of your Sunday, everyone, and have a great week. Goodbye.